JME Integrity, let's get it. Have you heard JME before?
Yeah, I heard him on the Christmas drillings and the Man Don't
Okay,
Care.
you reacted to him on your channel?
Yeah. UK Reactions playlist, check it out.
And he's doing your little
Hold on, stand up.
your little Dave Bautista. Hold on. He freshening up.
Build up crazy.
Before I start top lip slapping, think me and Skepta were born rapping. Born in the ends, move through in the ends, and that's the new meaning of spawn trapping. She sells seashells on the seashore, no, he sells weed scales on a P4, yeah, he sells pizza.
So he sells seashells on the seashore? No, he sells seashells on the people.
Getting that art, though, that took some talent too.
Nigga,
Get
the
some.
wordplay is nasty. See, the thing about JME is like, I always do this for like the American niggas watching, but the thing about JME is like, if he was in America, he'd be in like Odd Future, right?
Yeah.
But he's just like a way better rapper than all of those niggas. He's just like, when it comes to rapping wise, I'm just talking about sort of look, vibe. Like, it's just the aesthetic vibe.
Sort of the rhythm he has to his flow too. Yeah,
It's very different and unique. It would fit very well with what like Tyler the Creator and them got going on. But it's just like, I don't know. This nigga's like bar wise, like niggas ain't. I don't think Tyler the Creator's rapping like this, bro. To be completely honest.
No.
Yeah.
Or swiping the law. She sells Skepta were born rapping. Born in the ends, move through in the ends, and that's the new meaning of spawn trapping. She sells seashells on the seashore, no, he sells weed scales on a P4, yeah, he sells details, swiping the law. Deets, aka credit card fraud. You can't test me in the music game, I got bare XP. Doing this thing for real. In school, while you was typing up your CV, I was downloading a Windows NT. Bare sample packs of Fruity Loops free. Ask Mr. Koval about me. I was walking around with my jacket that said,
And I think I just realized what it is that I like about JME so much. So like, the thing about the guy is like, if you're an artist, and if you if your whole life you've wanted and aspired to be an artist, you have a very weird experience in this life. You spent timeless hours trying to crack plugins, crack files.
Need free Fruity Loops.
You need the free Fruity Loops, but you need all the plugins. You need the free auto tunes, because these are all things you need in order to make a song in your head. But it's actually not in your head for real. It's what it takes to make a song, but these things aren't free. And like, you're like fucking 14, where you're gonna get these programs be like $600.
But your dream is that big. And it needs it.
What I realized, what I like so much about JME is like, he is truly an artist, and that's where I relate to him. Probably not in personality, we're very different niggas, you know what I mean?
Personality-wise, but it's still like, you can tell the storytelling he has, he kind of is just himself. He like comes from his own skin. He just raps from a personal perspective.
He's definitely 100% who he is in it too, and like, yeah, and I think that's one of the most important things of being an artist, is just completely being yourself.
Controller on the back, best MC in the game, fact. Didn't care about charts or about black. It that said my controller on the back, best MC in the game, fact. Didn't care about charts or about blacks. Didn't give a shit about YouTube stats. Didn't give a fuck about first week sales. Now you wanna come and chat all this crap, fam? All I wanted to do was pick up the mic and spray, and today I still do that. So shout to me about.
And it's like a lot of like, I don't know, I grew up on an era of hip hop, like the era of hip hop that made me a fan of rap. You can't tell me Jadakiss never heard Rakim. You can't tell me Jay-Z never heard Slick Rick. So like, the idea of me, like, there's certain things that they do in American rap that it disgusts me for the culture, like, i.e., people who don't write their raps. It's all right if you're Wayne or Jay-Z, but if you're not, and your shit sounds like you didn't write it, like, if you didn't write it and it's very complex, well-written, well-spoken, all kinds of shit, fuego, go for it. But, like, Trippie Redd, even Future. Yeah, maybe you wrote that shit down, it'd be a little better. You look back at it, revise rewrote your words and shit. It's the integrity of the culture. JME is literally just talking like nothing but the integrity, you know, and that's the whole point of the song, I guess. As I was speaking, I just sort of had that realization. I was like, oh shit, that's deep.
Yeah. Well, it was at the point where it was like he's talking about, it's not even about that the stacks on YouTube or anything like that, the numbers, the money to it. It's I'm just rapping, especially for someone to get motivated off of it the way that the culture motivated you. And
yeah, you keep it going. Like, you shouldn't look at life so linear. Like,
right.
It's secular. It's a circle. Everything is keep going.
And not chase the awards instead of like chasing what got the people that
originally
had
lost.
the accolades.
That's how you get
why
lost
they have
in the
stature.
sauce.
Fucking up shows, bringing 100 supporters to the videos. Spitting brand new buckle cells. Now you wanna come and chat all this crap? Fam, all I wanted to do was pick up the mic and spray, and today I still do that. So chat to me about fucking up shows, bringing 100 supporters to the videos. Spitting brand new bars, nobody knows. Still everybody in the room up on their toes. Room smoked out, even though I don't smoke. Forget my bars and freestyle, I don't choke. Been doing this for over 10 years, so anybody that was there from the start that only cares.
And it's like, I say that like being an artist shit. The bars are nuts. Let me not take from the nuts.
Those fucking don't choke it. Like the play on words and shit. It's like so cool.
Nutty. The bars are nutty, but it's like the message. What he's saying is so crazy. Let me run it back. Hold on 1 second.
Freestyle, I don't choke. Been doing this for over.
The feeling you get from just like entertaining, it doesn't even have to be necessarily being a rapper. It's like the feeling you get from doing what you do well and it like hits. You could be a chef. I'm sure that feeling when you cook that right meal and they eat it and they're, the best thing I ever ate. I'm sure when you're a basketball player, you put on a 50-point performance in the Madison Square Garden, you be, whatever you do, you just, great. That feeling is unbeatable. And so that's why, like, JME, I say, as a real nigga, he's like, bro, y'all are chasing the wrong things. After I get 100,000 subscribers, right? They'll send me a plaque, right? That plaque doesn't mean more than the 100,000 people. That's all it is. It's just a little.
It's a symbol to represent it. You know?
It's a symbol to represent the actual thing. The actual thing was the feeling that music gives. And he's saying, as long as I keep that, it's integral to the integrity of music. You know what I'm saying? Integrity.
Yeah, music wouldn't be anything without the audience. It's not the reward. It could still be things for that music. It's still music
gotta think.
Gotta think.
And yeah, so anybody that was there from the start that only cares now, fuck you, rude boy. Bring my phone, I'll duck you, rude boy. Chatting about, I ain't seen you for time. Yeah, I don't wanna buck you, rude boy. You never used to check me back in the day. You didn't used to rate me back in the day. You never used to bread me back in the day. So how the fuck am I the one who's changed? Piss me.
How do you feel about rappers having like that resentment towards like people who, you know, sort of counted them out? Because it's a very common thing in music. Like, you didn't. And when they say rate me, it's like, you know, you didn't say my shit was like, you didn't fuck with me, you didn't like me, you didn't say it was good. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So, how do you feel about that common resentment shared between rappers?
I mean, it comes from, it definitely comes from a real place, especially from like an artist that's like, even where hip hop started, where people didn't have everything and they were really in a dreaming perspective, and people were counting them out, where it's like they still have they only have the dream, they only have the music, and they're just trying to make it to a status where they can feel like they've made it, and then they finally make it and they can look back at everyone and say, this is what I was working so hard for. And it's like, that's what it made the culture what it was. It's like we can build on top of that.
Hard from the start and I ain't gone soft. Your new fans come like tanks. They only want a bread man skin off the man got hot. Grime in my heart just like Logan. More serious than my slogan. Anybody wanna go against me, I will leave you.
Who's Logan? Drop in the comments. What do you mean grime in his heart like Logan? Who Logan?
Seeking asylum like Snowden. Trust me, even if you don't see me, I'm working so I don't get rusty. Cause I'm born to do it like CD. These guys try cuss me and they ain't even sold one CD. The only time they'll succeed is if they build a zoo and it's CD. Cause they don't know about fucking up shows, bringing 100 supporters to the videos. Spitting brand new bars, nobody knows. So everybody in the room up on their toes.
Do you think, though, that ideology is crippling for artists?
What are you saying?
Like, he has put the art, right, completely first. While some people maybe do like a 50-50 between the art and the business, Some people do like a 20-80 between the art and the business.
Yeah.
But he's saying at its best, it should be 100%. And I mean, not saying that you should have bad business, but it should not be the focus of what you're doing here. Do you think that that's crippling for artists?
It could be, well, it's kind of like short-sighted because you can see the way if you don't have the push, no one can hear your music, and then it's like the business has kind of cornered where you now have to use them to get the exposure, and that's kind of the battle where it's like these mainstream artists can get it on their own now if they don't have the labels, but it's like chicken or egg and stuff like that. But I think independent artists have a big lane now where it's like even like YouTube and stuff like that can create their own image and create their own like destiny in their own hands, you know? Did you feel that way?
Yeah. What is some good weed? I forgot what the question was.
Even though I don't smoke, forget my bars and freestyle, I don't choke. Been doing this for over 10 years, so any one of you cocaine, snorting, label executives that think you can take my integrity, fuck up on backspin twice. Make grind, man, I get paid, I'm nice. In a rave, get lemonade and ice. I thought by
And something like grime would be so hard for a music label to deal with because it is so different than any kind of hip hop that ever. I don't think that a music label could quite understand. I think I have a pretty good hip hop knowledge. I wouldn't know the first thing to do if I was like managing a grime artist. I wouldn't even know what producers do. I mean, obviously there's information that I could acquire, but I'm just saying that I could see how frustrating it could be, like an artist who lives, sleeps, eats, and breathes a culture to be told, especially one that's very unique. There's not an American grime. Is there grime in other countries? Drop in the comments, I want to know.
Now it was apparent that these guys cannot develop our talent. I thought by now it was bait that these guys to try to decide man's fate. When I made Serious way back in 2006, I can't forget Sam told me it was a hit. I had to have bare meetings with pricks, labels, A&R, radio, playlist managers looking at me like a dick. They weren't rating me, but the guys they were rating now ain't shit. But I'm still about, in fact I'm more than about right now. Sold out tour, smashing it out, about 20 features, smashing them out. See me in a 6-cylinder, 3-litre, 2 turbos, waxing it out. So don't tell me that grime shouldn't be the music that man's putting out. If you don't know about fucking up shows, bringing 100 supporters to the videos. Spitting brand new bars, nobody knows, still everybody in the room up on their toes.
Let's go!
Even though I don't smoke, forget my bars and freestyle, I don't choke. Been doing this for over 10 years, so shut your mouth. Allow it.
That nigga jam me, he don't miss, bro. It's a bar fest. It's a bar fest. It's a bar fest. I was a certified vibe check. You guys a reaction by me here. Bang! Music video by me here. Bang! Click on it. Show me some love. You watch the video so long, you ain't hit that thumbs up button. You're a hoe, so stop being a hoe. KBD family. Love y'all. Salute. I am gone.